Today we have an in-depth review of the Landyachtz Evo, Landyachtz Spud, and loaded Dervish, and a comparison at the end. We'll start with the Dervish. The Dervish is made by Loaded. The deck is about $190, I think. We have it set up with Randall 180 black trucks, with the standard Randall bushings, orangutan durian wheels 86A, and bone Swiss bearings on each. This board, we have the Flex 2, so it's got pretty good snappy flex. The specs are, I don't even know, like 41 something inches long. It's about, I don't know, 8.5 inches wide. It's got camber, as you can see. Camber comes up in the middle. It comes with standard clear spray-on grip tape, which it's good when you first get it, but you need to replace it after a long time because it does tend to wear down. It's got alright kick tails. They're not the biggest, not the most functional. It's a good carving board. It's a good dancing board. It's alright for tricks. It's pretty good for sliding around. It's a good commuter all-around carving board. Maybe you could do a little bit of downhill, but you really have to tighten this thing up. And I would get the hardest flex level if you really want to do some downhill. So that's the Dervish. Oh, one last thing. It's all bamboo construction. Alright, so we'll go to the Landyachtz Spud next. The Spud is 37.25 inches long, and it has a big brother, which is the Landyachtz switch, that is 41.25, I think, inches long. So the switch is the same thing as this board, just a little bit longer for if you're a bigger rider. We have it set up with bare A52s flipped with Venom double barrels, 2 barrel bushings, 85 on the top, 90 on the bottom. These are pretty good for downhill when it's flipped, and if you loosen them up, they'll still, you'll be able to carve and, well, a little bit of carve and slide and stuff. We have some 83A durians on here with Super Reds bearings. This is probably the best all-around board because it's very stiff. It has absolutely no flex, so you're not going to get rocked off or anything when you're going downhill. It's got the NAR bars, which are these little spaces here to lock your feet in. It's got a big extreme, little bit of a pleasure dome W in the middle, and it comes up sharp on the edges and it tapers off to where you put your feet. No kicktails whatsoever. You're not going to be doing flip tricks with this board. This board is downhill, free ride. This board is a bit of everything, and the graphic is pretty cool also. The switch is the same graphic, it's just white instead of red for the base color. So that's the Spud. We have the Evo last. The Evo is, how long is this thing?
I don't know, like 40 something?
42 or 41 or something. I think it's the longest out of all of them. It's the thickest. It's 11 plies of Canadian maple, so it's very, very stiff. Absolutely no flex at all. We have it set up with the Crail Speed 180 trucks and the bushings that come with them. We have them with 80A Laandyachtz Zombie Hog wheels and Bone Super Swiss 6 bearings. This board is the premier downhill board. If you want to do just pure downhill, then this is a pretty good choice. If you want to, though, be able to get a little bit out of everything, I don't know if this would be the best. It's just pure speed, pure downhill. It doesn't slide around as well as the Spud at low speeds, but at high speeds, this thing can drift around and pull off some pretty great slides. It's got the wedge and D-wedge, so it's a lot higher up in the back, and the front it just goes up and then, I don't know. You can put your foot here to do your downhill stance, and it locks you in pretty nice. It's got a little W pleasure dome going on. It increases a little bit towards the back, and then it's just flat where you put your feet. So it's not too much concave. This board provides you with a very low center of gravity, even lower than that of the Spud switch, which sits pretty low. So this board will fly. You cannot take curbs on this board unless you're really good at early grabbing. You cannot take speed bumps and stuff. It will bottom out. So will the Spud. So a comparison, by far the best. If you're looking for downhill, Evo. That's what I would go with. If you're looking for a combination of downhill and free ride, Spud or switch, depending on how tall you are, that's what I would go with. And if you're looking for carving, commuting, sliding around, and maybe a little bit of flip tricks, doesn't have the best tail ever, in a nice flexy bouncy ride, go with the Dervish. That's our review. Thanks for watching.